local nonprofit organization Houston PetSet is working to protect pets during this cold weather. The organization has been delivering custom-built dog houses to people's homes. And joining me live in studio to talk about this effort is Lisa Tynan with Houston PetSet. So tell me, how did this initiative begin to provide homes?
Well, in the past couple years, because we've strangely had a bunch of freezes, we have learned that the greatest need that we're seeing within our community is for people who can't bring their pets inside for whatever reason, don't have any way to keep them safe in these cold snaps. In January of 2022, we enacted the Safe Outdoor Dogs Act, SB 5, which makes it illegal to leave your pets out without shelter here in the state of Texas. And so we've learned that this is a way that we can really directly impact the community. And we have phenomenally a partner who happens to be a landscape and design company who reached out to us and said, how can we help? And we said, well, if you can get some supplies and build dog houses, we know where to send them.
What are some of the barriers that keep people from bringing their pets inside? I mean, I know that's a frustration for a lot of people. So how can we explain that to the viewers, that this is something that's needed?
It is. And, you know, in a perfect world, all of these pets would be brought inside. And there are some places where landlords don't allow them inside. There are just some folks who want to have a pet, but for whatever reason, their house isn't big enough, or the pet is destructive inside the house. And of course, there are just some, schools of thought that believe, well, dogs belong outside. We're working to hopefully change that mindset. But in the meantime, what we can do is provide this safety net for them.
To just help provide protection for the pets. And that's why I liked that the warming centers are allowing pets in now. I mean, we see that with hurricane season when people need to seek shelter, but they don't because their pets are holding them back. So it's nice that these shelters are becoming more open to something like that.
Definitely.
Now, on Friday, Houston PetSet delivered 50 dog houses to BART. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so that was our amazing landscape partner, L3 Design. We basically said, the quicker you can get them to us, the better. They built 50 dog houses in 2 days. Their whole staff dropped everything. We also got a generous donation of supplies from Gabriel Homes. They gave us the lumber, and they built these homes and trucked them in for us. And we set them up and had them all ready to go. And the next morning they were gone in a couple of hours. People lined up down the street at BARC to pick them up, and we're so grateful, which lets us know, we're heading in the right direction here. If you just give people the resources to care for their pets, they're going to do the right thing.
You're providing something really valuable to them. And so what are some tips that people can use to, if they didn't get one of those, what can they do to protect their pets in the cold days to come?
Yes, so one common misconception is that if you throw a little coat or a sweater on your outside pet or give them a blanket, that'll keep them warm. But especially in a system that we have now that's got moisture in it, that can actually make them colder. Those fabrics will trap moisture, and it makes their body temperature colder. So if you do have some kind of place that you can put a pile of straw or even hay, just make sure you change it out regularly, because hay does trap moisture as well. That's one way to keep outdoor pets safe. Obviously, our first line of defense is bring them inside anywhere, even if it's a garage, if it's a bathroom, a mudroom. It's only for a couple of nights, and it will keep them safer. If you do have to bring them inside and they have destructive tendencies, you can always get a crate, those wire pop-up kennels, and put a nice dog bed in there, put a blanket over top of it. If it's inside, even in a garage, that will provide them so much more protection. And for our indoor pets, obviously, if you take them outside, make sure they are dressed warmly. If they have little booties, you can put booties on their feet if they'll tolerate it. My dog will not.
I know.
She'll throw a fit.
I love how it looks, but she does not.
It's very cute, but they don't love it. And then if they don't have anything on their feet, make sure you wipe their paw pads when they come back inside, because they can, especially if there's any kind of salt or anything to prevent ice on the ground, that can really hurt their paw pads. And if you have cats that generally stay outside, bring them inside if you can. It's going to be so frigid. Even though they have fur, they're not wearing an insulated coat. They can still get very cold. They can get frostbite and hypothermia.
They're from Houston. They're not used to this either.
Their blood is thin, just like us.
Lisa Tynan with Houston PetSet, thank you so much for joining me, and great job on that initiative that you guys have going on.